What the heck is Google Search Console and why should you care? In this 5-minute video, I'm going to try and demystify everything you need to know about Google's powerful free tool for helping you move your website up the search engine rankings, Google Search Console. Hi, my name is Paul Balladin, and my goal is to empower CEOs, business owners, and marketing directors, just like you, understand everything you need to know about search engine optimization to help you get more from your marketing team or external agency. Because SEO is hard, really hard. You ready? Let's do this. In this video, we're going to do a quick dive into Google Search Console. We'll discuss what is Google Search Console, have a quick recap on how search works, discuss the main features of Search Console, talk about why more business owners and CEOs don't use Search Console, break down the differences between Google Search Console and Google Analytics, and leave you with where you can get started and how you can find out more. So what is Google Search Console? Well, Search Console is a free software as a service product provided by Google, which is designed to assist website owners get their content in front of the right people. Google does this by assigning a range of key performance indicators to various aspects of your website and its presence in search engine rankings, and providing a set of dashboards and reporting tools which provide qualitative and quantitative assessments of these KPIs. In this way, Search Console helps you to understand, measure, monitor, maintain, and troubleshoot your website performance and presence in search results. Search Console provides us with insights as to how Google sees and understands your site so that we can use that understanding to get more relevant traffic to your site. And it provides the tools to measure the impact of changes that we make on our site to improve search engine rankings, as well as the impact of Google algorithm changes on our website from time to time, and the impact of this on our presence in the search engine rankings. To understand how Search Console can assist you to improve your site's presence in search results, let's first quickly recap at a very high level just how search works by looking at how Google crawls your site, indexes your site, and serves your site to searches or ranks your sites in search results. Crawling your site refers to how the Google bot first discovers your site and then how it navigates its way across all of the pages of your site, and how it then builds an understanding of the text and non-text content of the site, the hierarchy or arrangement of the pages of the site, as well as the overall visual layout and experience of the pages of the site. Google creates an understanding of your site in its indexes, which is a giant database that powers how Google works. Google's index or database is a collection of all of the pages, text, images, and video embedded on your site. And it's organized to make it super fast for Google to retrieve information when users perform a search. So when a user performs a search, the search query is compared to Google's indexes, where the various pages or results of all of the websites from around the world are ranked for how well they meet the needs of each individual user's search query. Google aims to serve the best quality answers, which is based on the best content and page experience, and takes into account factors such as the user's location, language, and device type. Understanding just how Google crawls your site, indexes your site, and ranks your site is super important. And the insights provided in Search Console with the various metrics it uses to describe crawlability, indexation, and ranking provide us the tools to understand just what levers we should be focused on pulling to improve our site's search performance. Okay, so let's peel back the layers and take a quick dive into some of the features, dashboards, and reports that you can find in Search Console. When we first open Search Console, we're greeted with the Overview tab, which gives us a high-level snapshot of our site's health, including search performance, where we can quickly see the trend of clicks from search results, coverage, or the status of all of the pages Google has crawled or tried to crawl on your site, experience, which has some metrics for page experience, core web vitals, and mobile usability, security, and enhancements, which include breadcrumbs and site links search box. Next up, we have the Performance tab, where you could really lose yourself for days. The Performance page allows us to create reports on clicks, impressions, click-through rates, and average positions of pages, queries, countries, and devices. We can apply filters to select what type of search we want to see the performance of, and choose from various date ranges and even run comparison between date ranges. Drilling down even further, we can look at where our top search queries come from and filter this down even further for specific keywords, pages, devices, etc., etc. Running through all of the use cases of the performance report would be another video on its own right. But don't worry, I have that planned for another episode, so stay tuned for that. The URL inspection tool is useful to see the current search status and health of any specific pages on the site. It's useful if a page was flagged with an issue previously and you wanted to check on that page today, or if you'd published a new page and wanted to see the status and health of that page. Next, we move into the index section of Search Console, which includes reports for coverage, sitemaps, and page removal requests. Our coverage report shown here reports on which pages on our website have been indexed and any problems encountered when Google tried to index your site. Moving on, we come to Search Console Experience Tools. In my previous video, I went into depth about the increasing importance of page experience as a search ranking factor. And you may recall that we discussed Search Console as one of the main tools that you can use to see how Google rates your page experience and identify what you need to do to improve it. Our experience tools include our Core Web Vitals report. And as I mentioned in my previous video, Google will complete its rollout of Core Web Vitals as a ranking factor by the end of August 2021. So if this is not something you have had a look at, I'd strongly suggest going to Search Console Core Web Vital reports and see what work you may need to do on your site. Perhaps the next major report that you may want to dive into is security issues. If the Google crawl identifies that your site was hacked or displays potential harmful behavior to visitors, the security issues report will show Google's findings. This would also probably be one of the first places to look if your site ever was hacked to understand the implications of the problem. As an added level of comfort, once Google Search Console is set up for your site, Google will notify you of any major problems such as crawl issues or security issues via email. So I think this alone is a great reason to become familiar with the service. So, why are more CEOs and business owners not using Search Console? Well, I work with CEOs, business owners, and marketing directors every day. And I can only think of a small number who were personally using Search Console when we first started to work together. And I think there's a number of reasons for this. Firstly, Search Console was originally known as Google Webmaster Tools. And as Webmaster Tools, it really was the domain of your web developer, SEO team or agency, and largely seen as just part of their black magic. The second reason would be the common misunderstanding among many non-SEOs that Google Analytics has everything you need to understand your website performance, and not really appreciating the valuable insights available within Search Console and how these differ from Google Analytics. A third reason is that, to be honest, verifying your domain and setting up Search Console for your website in the past was quite painful. And I think best intentions may have been outdone by frustration, which is a major reason and motivation for me wanting to make this video. Because when you stop to think about it, if someone said to you that there's this amazing free dashboard that you can use to understand how and why your website may or may not be performing well in search rankings, well, you'd be almost like crazy not to want to use it from time to time. Which brings me to what is the difference between Search Console and Google Analytics? And one of the questions I'm often asked is, but can't I see all of this in Google Analytics? And it really is a great question, but the two services are really very different and have very different use cases. Now, I love funnels, and in my diagram, the funnel is describing the search universe for a website. And at the top of the funnel is the overall presence and performance of the site within search results. And we use Search Console to understand this. Then when a user clicks through from search to our sites, Google Analytics is used for understanding the user behavior within the website. With Google Analytics, we can learn about our website visitors, about who they are, where they're from, and what they do or how they use our site. And we use this information to optimize the site content and experience to improve goals or conversions, whatever they may be. Whereas Google's Search Console is for understanding a website's performance in search results. With Search Console, we can understand how often links to our website appear in search results, where they appear, how often they're clicked on, as well as understanding any technical issues which may be impacting our website's search visibility. So how can you get started with Search Console, and where can you learn more? Well, if you'd like to learn more about Google Search Console, head on over to developers.google.com/search and hit the Get Started button. Or drop me a line in the comments and I'll do my best to come back to you as soon as possible. So that's Google Search Console Part 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value from the video. My name's Paul Balladin. This is SEO for CEOs. Stay tuned for more videos just like this.